So as we all know, the traditional value chain that we talked about last night a little bit that once governed media and marketing has been disrupted, and some would say it's been destroyed. And we're now all in a common endeavor to connect our clients with their customers and messages and products. And whereas once, not too long ago, a client would put each of our companies in respective boxes and call on us when they needed something out of that box. Clients are now canvassing the landscape for the best and most effective route to the customer. And I think this has resulted in a multivariate value equation that oftentimes seems very mixed up, and sometimes it doesn't seem to have a solution at all. But as David Moore was talking about last night with respect to the value chain, what I think we know is that if we relegate ourselves or our companies to just one place in that traditional value chain, we are on a path to extinction. What I think is common about all the companies represented in this room is our mutual acknowledgement of the new iron law of marketing. And I think that iron law says that the best solution, no matter where it comes from, will ultimately prevail. And we talked last night about co-opetition. David raised that. And that term was actually made famous 10 years ago by one of my professors at business school in a book he wrote called Co-opetition. And it's quite worthwhile reading it if you haven't. At Meredith, we've been following those principles for several years, building out platforms and services to connect our clients to their customers in unique and innovative ways, and oftentimes connecting those clients to the customers that we have at Meredith, and Martin will talk in more detail about that. This approach has been central to our ability to thrive in the publishing business, notwithstanding the difficulties, and also to defy some of the physics that have wreaked havoc in the traditional media world that we all know about. So in asking us to come here, Randall asked us to talk about the art of reinvention, but he took some risk too, again with an old line publishing firm that he was afraid that we would bore you to death with PowerPoint. So instead we brought you some Einstein bobbleheads. And in addition to a little attempt at humor, I think what Einstein brings to the discussion that we're all having is a statement that he made famous. And the statement is, cherish the questions because the answers keep changing. Pursuing reinvention means demonstrating the willingness, the temperament, and the inclination to constantly question your underlying assumptions about what business you are in, what you are doing, and where is it likely to take you. As we go through the archaeology of reinvention at Meredith, I'll set the stage with a look at the current business. As some of you know, Meredith was founded in Des Moines, Iowa in 1902, when E.T. Meredith started Successful Farming magazine. And by the way, while you all stay here in sunny San Diego, Martin and I will depart this afternoon for Des Moines, where it is 12 degrees. But that is another story entirely. Our core business is what we call national media. It's comprised of our consumer magazines, such as Better Homes and Gardens and Family Circle, over 30 branded consumer websites, such as bhg.com and parents.com, a special interest newsstand business, and a book publishing operation. It's roughly $1 billion business, with the primary revenue streams being magazine and online advertising, consumer subscriptions, and newsstand. One note for people who believe that magazines are losing their relevance in this age of media atomization. Better Homes and Gardens today has a monthly paid circulation of 7.6 million and a monthly female audience of nearly 40 million. Its companion websites generates 5 to 7 million monthly unique visitors and over 120 million page views. Meredith has been publicly traded since the 1940s, when the company began acquiring television stations. Today, Meredith is the largest owner of CBS affiliates outside of the network itself, and our 12 local stations reach 10% of the country's households. Despite the challenges of traditional media, our national and local media businesses generate strong cash flow that has allowed us to make critical investments in building a new kind of future. We've been very successful at taking the core equities and audience power of these well-known brands to build other non-advertising businesses. And that takes us to the third leg of the stool of our business, which is marketing services. The largest part of that segment is Meredith Integrated Marketing, which Martin will discuss. Another important component of our non-traditional business is brand licensing. Better Homes and Gardens today is the largest brand of home products in Walmart stores, with over 1,500 SKUs in bedding and bath and kitchen, and over $1 billion of retail sales in the first year of its launch in the US alone. By any measure, this will be far and away the biggest and most successful product licensing arrangement in the history of magazines, as Walmart continues to expand product selection and take this collection internationally. In addition to the relationship with Walmart, Better Homes and Gardens is a burgeoning brand in residential real estate and other consumer products such as bedding, furniture, and flowers. Well, you're probably thinking, well, that's all well and good, but what does it mean? Some of us remember Groucho Marx. And while not on the same intellectual plane as Einstein, Groucho Marx was famous for questions too. His most famous came on the radio quiz show, You Bet Your Life. In a way, the decisions we make in media today are bets like that. They're bets to determine and divine effectively what business we are really in so that we can stay in business and prosper.